in this show, I came for a meeting in May 2010 and was quite taken with the coastline here. And I'm doing some sort of coastal mapping and seascape work in California, where I'm from. And I was quite taken with the white cliffs and the whole coastal zone, all the old seawalls, etc., that I decided to gear the work specifically, several of the work specifically to the coastline here in this area. And I used text in my work, so it was like a description of a walk I took from Joss Bay up here through Margate over to Dreamland, called Walking Towards Dreamland. And then the other book I did was a smaller book with, I think there's 10 panoramic spreads in it. And that related to how I imagined, like, Turner imagined the volcano in his painting. I kind of imagined what this coastline would look like with California quality surf breaking. So I sort of adapted, like Kingsgate Bay would become this perfect wave, etc. And so that ties into the area directly too. And then in one of the large books I did, Coastal Wanderings, there's a spread in there with the names of places here and sort of embedded in the white cliffs, that are funny and strange to me, like Pluck's Gutter, Dumpton, EP Bay. So it was really interesting to work with this area, and particularly interesting in my case to hang my spheres that I draw on in that beautiful space, just filled with natural light. And in this exhibition, I'm one of the few people that takes advantage of the natural light. So it's been a really special experience, and I know the architect really enjoyed that too. I talked to him this morning. The fact that my gallery is just bathed in a natural light, and it's a spectacular space. As an artist, I've been in shows at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. I've been in shows in Kunsthalls in Basel in Europe, and this space, by far, is one of the most beautiful for exhibiting my work. And I know the other artists like it as well. So it's been a great experience to be in on the ground floor here, and to enjoy the festivities and see the enthusiasm this around the show from the art world as well as from the people of Margate. It's amazing here on opening day. It's just spectacular. Oh, they should definitely be proud of it. I'm not quite sure they quite grasp what they have yet, maybe. I've heard people say, I wanted a skating ring, or somebody else said, I wanted a harbor with a pier. But I think once they interact with it and see the energy it's bringing to the area, and I think and also when their children start doing the educational programs, which is going to be a strong component, I think it's going to be great. And I've noticed today, just sitting in my gallery space, that children just loving those globes that I do. I mean, kids just fascinated by them. And, they could go into a workshop and work off of that or something. That's possible. So I think it'll probably take time, for people to fully grasp it. It may take a few more shows and some more, public activity. But I think they will eventually understand, because it is kind of this giant buildings, boom, here now. And if you're not adverse in contemporary art, it takes a little time and some education, but I'm sure with the programs you have here that'll be achieved. I have no doubt. And the enthusiasm from the public I'm seeing today is very positive. I haven't seen much of Kent. I've been pretty much in Cliftonville and Margate. I went as far down as Joss Bay last time, but this time we've been pretty much here. So I haven't seen a lot of it. I'd like to sometime come and go to Canterbury and go up the coast, down the coast, and around. But it makes me want to come back. It's that kind of feeling.